Hello and welcome back to the British English Podcast, the show all about culture, English and sometimes history. And this episode is a continuation of the conversation between myself and Ben going over the Elizabethan era, meaning when Queen Elizabeth I reigned, which was a significant moment in history for the British Empire and the whole world, really, due to the huge amount of colonization that took place during that time. It was a big conversation to be had between myself and Ben, so I split it into two parts. So if you wanted to listen to part one, then check that out in your podcast feed, maybe before listening to this one, and that would be season 5, episode 3. But yeah, let's jump back into this conversation now with Ben, the unofficial historian from Down Under.
A message from McAfee. Wondering why the post office is texting you or why you owe thousands of dollars in toll fees? Because someone's trying to scam you. The good news? McAfee can help. With McAfee's award-winning scam detection, it's easy to tell what's real and what's fake over text, in your inbox, and online. If they're
You want a free gift?
Seriously? If they're faking it, they're not making it past us. Get award-winning scam detection today. McAfee.com/keepitreal.
All right, where were we?
So basically, we were on Sir Francis Drake.
Yes.
So he was the first Englishman to circumnavigate the globe.
Congratulations, Drake.
Yeah. And he discovered direct routes to India and the Far East. And so basically he opened up new direct trade routes to the Far East.
Which brought spice,
silk, porcelain, perfume, and most importantly, this is a big one because this is part of English culture through and through.
Tea!
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. And so, once he opened up these trade routes, basically England, just their economy boomed. You know, you got to remember they were probably buying very cheaply off these people and selling it for a high markup back home and in Europe.
Yeah.
They were exploitative, but it was the beginning. This age was the beginning of true global capitalism. And you see the rise, once these routes were opened, you see the rise of a company called the Dutch East India Trading Company. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
It's in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
It was the first multinational company. If it was around today, it would be the biggest company in history. It would be worth several $1 trillion.
Were they the reason that we have stocks and shares?
Yes. How do you know that?
Because I heard that the reason that we have stocks and shares is because a lot of people would put money into ships. And then if the ship got attacked or got sunk or didn't come back, then they would lose all of their earnings that they would invest and guess which ship would come back. So then people were like, well, let's pool our money and put it amongst different ships.
Right.
And so that way we'll all get a return without guessing which one comes back.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Anyway, let's just come back to the importance of the Spanish Armada and why Elizabeth wanted to explore, really. Why did she?
Okay, well, as you said, obviously they were building up their naval power initially to defend themselves.
Yes.
They did that successfully. They defeated the Spanish Armada, which was crucial in England becoming the preeminent power of the time. But why did they then go and explore the New World is your question.
And I suppose we should press on that it could have been the Spanish. So if the Spanish Armada went their way, we would all be speaking Spanish?
We would probably, yeah.
The US would be Estados Unidos. Yeah.
And instead of Trump saying, yeah, he's a great guy, he'd be saying, he's a fantastico amigo.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I don't even know if that's Spanish.
Yeah, it is.
Fantastico amigo.
It's an interesting accent.
Yeah. But yeah, if they'd won that battle, think about the entire world we wouldn't even have Australia. Well, not as an English colony.
Yeah. And so the reason that they lost is because they had a few less ships, I heard. But you said it was also, you just said, oh, okay, there was a bit of bad weather.
Well, I think the English were very well aided by a massive storm.
Okay, so there's a massive storm at the wrong time for the Spanish.
And then the English were very clever, though. I mean, the Spanish came up with a lot of big ships, but the English, I think, had many more small ships, and they used this to their advantage. They also did an amazing thing where they sent a bunch of burning ships out into the harbour and broke up the Spanish fleet out of its formation.
We're just going to take a break to tell you that this episode comes with a free worksheet available for you to download that covers the intermediate to advanced vocabulary that comes up in the conversation, along with some quizzes to help you get active with them, which, according to research, 3x's your likelihood of actually remembering the language when you want to use it next yourself. So you can grab that by clicking the link in the show notes, description, or pinned comment below. Or if you're listening to this in the first week of it being published, then simply head to thebritishenglishpodcast.com and you'll see a little pop-up on the first page you go to. That's thebritishenglishpodcast.com. All right, let's get back to the conversation. Oh, very kamikaze-like.
Yeah, well, I don't think there was anyone on the burning ships.
No. Well, maybe.
Maybe.
A stowaway.
Yeah.
Why is it burning? Yeah.
Yeah, and so
that's
through
clever.
Through superior tactics and various elements as well, the storm, they beat them.
And how involved was Queen Elizabeth I with these tactics? Was she a good military leader, or she kind of left that to... No, she didn't leave that to Drake. He was getting tea, wasn't he?
So basically, it was either Raleigh or Drake. Raleigh or Drake were very involved in this.
Were they? Oh,
yeah. I can't remember which one.
I was about to say, good on them.
Yeah.
Pause on the slavery. Come on, come back and defend your country.
Yeah, well, she had some very good advisors around her, but she was a strong leader. She made a lot of decisions, important decisions herself, as we've already seen.
Okay.
I believe there's some speech she had on some battlefield somewhere saying, "I may have the weak and feeble body of a woman, but I have the heart and strength of a king."
Okay.
And a king of England. It was something like that.
I'd say that's even sexist. Yeah, you could have the heart of a queen, and that's fine.
She said it. Take it up with her.
Yeah, I will. When I get up there, and I am going up there.
Yeah.
I did ask.
Yeah, when you get to... No, we won't go there.
So we've covered the Spanish Armada.
And now we could talk about why did England actually, apart from defence, why did they then decide to seek to explore the New World?
Yes.
What were the primary motivators?
Let's do that. Okay. Yes. Why did they seek lands beyond theirs?
So why did England seek to explore the New World?
The New World, yes.
Well, there were several motivations for this other than just defence. Obviously, there was the economic gain that we talked about. So England really sought to challenge Spain's wealth from the Americas by going over there and finding gold and silver and new trade routes themselves, right?
Okay. Of course. So they go over, they find gold, and then they can boost their economy back home, right?
Right. So a lot of this was thieving. So the reason their economy was so good was not because there was fair trade. It was ripping locals off and stealing things, and it was thievery, a lot of it.
This is not great.
No. But all's fair in love and war, I guess, and the Spanish were not great themselves, were they?
Yeah. All's fair in love and war. Where does that come from?
Shakespeare.
And why?
I don't know. I just made that up.
That's such a easy, bold statement. Yeah. I completely believe it.
He made up the word brilliant.
He did make up a lot, but I don't know if brilliant's one of them.
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
It is actually?
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
All is fair in love and war. Why is that? Just because it's just chaos?
Because...
Like anything goes.
That's basically it. The idea is that.
So if you and me love this person, we're going to do anything to prove our point.
I guess it's basically saying these are the extremes of the human condition. So anything's going to happen, and you just got to allow for that.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I think it's got to be rules, man.
Yeah. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Are you, Ben?
Well, sometimes. I come on here and act very scholarly. But
Yeah. Monday to Friday you are.
yeah. Then on the weekend, I'll have a beer or two.
Or 15. Okay.
But yeah, so we talked about economic gain as one of the motivators, but we also had religious expansion. So don't forget, Protestant England wanted to spread its Christianity all over the world, and also to counter the Catholic influence in Europe and other parts of the world.
Right. Okay. Not only to spread their stuff, but also to diminish the Spanish.
Right.
So
And the Catholic Church.
And the Catholic Church.
You got to remember,
yes.
it was much more important back then. That your church was so much more important. They really believed that the spread of their religion would make them great.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them to believe our religion, and
God will reward them.
Oh, of course. That's where they.
Yeah.
They're caring about God's perspective.
I mean, they did a lot in the name of religion.
Yeah.
You know?
And their leader was the chosen one, right?
Yeah.
Like the Queen was.
Yeah.
God's
representative on earth.
There we go.
Yeah.
So what the Queen said, that's what
divinely, not representative, divinely appointed by God.
Yes.
There's a bit of a difference there.
Yeah.
Jesus was the representative on earth, wasn't he?
Ambassador
from heaven.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
And then there was also, of course, national power was a motivator, just establishing colonies around the world and trade routes that strengthened England's position in Europe.
Okay.
Piracy and privateering was a massive one that we talked about. Attacking Spanish ships, stealing gold and resources, and like we were saying, the theft was a massive gain for England. And of course, the scientific curiosity, which was fueled by the Renaissance, which we'll talk about.
Yeah. Mad.
Just the idea of exploring and mapping new lands. I mean, that was probably lower down the list, but that was an interest.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah.
Would you have dared to be an explorer?
Yeah, I think I would have.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine you.
I'm a bit of a traveller now.
Yeah.
I travel by myself.
Yeah.
In fairly dodgy countries.
Including England as well.
Yeah.
And that was actually dodgy.
Well, the place that I've ever had the most trouble in my life was in London.
Yeah.
I've been to Central America.
Yeah.
So I traveled by myself through Central America, through Honduras.
Yeah.
And never had trouble like London.
Yeah. Right. And Renaissance means what exactly?
It means rebirth.
Rebirth.
Yes.
And what came out of this rebirth?
So the Renaissance basically was a period in Europe. It came late to England.
Okay.
A bit later.
So it was Italy first?
Yeah,
I guess?
it was Florence was the birthplace of the Renaissance.
Is this DiCaprio? No, not DiCaprio. Da Vinci? Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
Who had the Golden Globes.
Yeah. So... all right, here we go. That was too good. So basically in Florence, about 100 odd years earlier, I don't have exact dates, but basically the Renaissance was born in Florence, and what that was a rebirth of classical ideas of art, architecture, learning, philosophy, all of the liberal ideas and liberal arts of that period. They'd gone into... We'd just been through a dark age, basically, in Europe, where a lot of this had disappeared. And this was a period of rebirth where all of these older ideas were revisited and revamped, so to speak.
Revamped. And this is where Shakespeare comes into the story, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And this is kind of... So you've just said that they went through some dark times, very dark times. I feel like Trump. Very bad, very bad. And then...
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy. And then people were able to express themselves using art, using theatre, and almost the people were starting to be able to reflect on who they are as a people.
Yeah.
It's quite a novelty for them because they didn't have the energy and resources to think about art before, right?
They didn't have the resources, basically the monetary resources to allow any of this to flourish. So, like I say, the Renaissance came later to England, but basically it is to do with economic wealth. So Florence was at the period that the Renaissance started in Europe, mainland Europe in Florence. Florence was undergoing a economic boom. And that's where, you get patrons of the arts and people who have time and money and they want to invest in it. The Medicis were big investors. Lorenzo, the great Lorenzo, invested in Michelangelo.
Not DiCaprio.
Da Vinci, sorry. Oh, God. Clooney. Anyway.
Maybe down the line. Maybe DiCaprio is connected to Da Vinci.
I think he was named after Da Vinci. That's bullshit.
Oh. Okay,
so the Elizabethan era is basically considered the height of the English Renaissance. It's where it started and it grew and blossomed. And this is for several reasons. Obviously, it was occurring in mainland Europe and it was only a matter of time before it came to England.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth herself was highly educated.
Right.
So after her mother was executed, who was Anne Boleyn,
yeah,
she was taken care of by Catherine Parr, who was Henry's last wife. And she made sure that Elizabeth learned, I think, 6 languages, was educated in everything. So Elizabeth had this huge appreciation for the humanities. And you got to remember when she was being educated, the Renaissance was in full force in mainland Europe. So she got all of this education, this Renaissance education. And so she was a huge promoter of this and a sponsor of this. And she led the way.
That's impressive. The 6 languages at that period of time. How you would get resources to learn the languages?
You'd have to be a queen or something, a princess.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose they had private tutors constantly, right?
They had a bit of cash.
A bit of cash stored under their mattress.
Yeah, for a rainy day.
Yeah. Okay. And then she loved Shakespeare, of course, right?
She loved the art. She was big into painting and architecture. She basically encouraged and promoted all sorts of Renaissance art and new ideas.
And you said earlier she made it kind of cool for the upper class to promote this by funding it, right?
Absolutely. So usually the trend in royal courts were that when the royal family and the upper echelons of society were doing something, the lower nobles and so forth would want to emulate that.
Yes.
And so we talked about the gentry, the burgeoning class. They were a burgeoning class at this time with lots of money from all of the trade that was going on in England's economy was booming. They had all this money and all this spare time, and it was very fashionable. It was seen as a sign of high status to sponsor and promote the arts. So this saw a massive proliferation of artists being paid to do their work and an explosion of arts and architecture and music and plays. And you see the creation of things like the Globe Theatre, famously the Globe Theatre where Shakespeare put on all of his plays.
Yeah.
And the Globe Theatre was one of the ways that this Renaissance movement was brought to the masses. So previously, all of this stuff had been reserved for the elite, but now the masses could go and see these plays. So the Globe was like a literal representation of class societal structure. On the ground, the groundlings were the poor, and then as you moved up, the seats got higher and higher up the Globe. They were the better seats and the more wealthy in society and higher status would sit up there.
We could insert your ladder of hierarchy.
Exactly.
Looped into
quite
this.
Literally. Yeah. And then you've got other things like the printing press had been invented 100 odd years earlier, but it was coming into full bloom during this period. So what would happen is you'd get this mass printing of information very easily on leaflets and things like that could be handed out to the masses. Whereas previously, everything was handwritten on papyrus scrolls and things, and
the important information was only held to the important people. Like the masses weren't educated in the way that they're now starting to be educated, right?
That's right. So education was becoming much more of a thing. made very possible by the printing press. People learn how to read and write, learn how to read. Sorry,
so the nation is waking up.
Waking up, exactly. Out of the slumber of the dark ages, they are waking up and relearning all of the ideas and principles, artistic ideas, scientific ideas, architectural ideas, all of these things from the classical period and the Roman period. They're relearning them. They were lying there dormant, ready to be relearnt, and it's being picked up again. Imagine there was a block of time where it stopped, an ice age, and then it thawed out, and then it continued from that point onwards.
So is it fair to come back to the term golden age? Would you say it's an accurate term?
Yeah. I would say it was a golden age if you're talking about the flourishing of English culture and economy and exploration. I would say
not morality.
Well, yeah, exactly. So there's many things that you could. It's all relevant to what you're talking about. So it wasn't a golden age in a lot of respects for the poor. Actually, England saw one of its worst periods for the poor during this era. There was an explosion of population. But there was previously the monasteries used to house the poor and help the poor. With them being abolished, there was no one to help the poor, and poor houses got set up and things like this. But it was a difficult time for a lot of the poor people during that period, and also there was a lot of religious persecution amongst the masses.
Right, but if there's a population explosion, then it's going to be really hard to feed everyone.
That's right.
Back then,
and one of the other things is the farming moved away from farming food to farming things like cotton.
Okay. What in England?
They were basically farming other things that they brought in from overseas. I can't remember exactly what they were farming, but I do know that the pure farming of food got cut down massively for the farming of other things, other products.
Okay. And then they were like, "Oh God, we've got loads of people now.
Yeah,
we don't have any food." Because we're making all of the other things.
Yeah. Population explosion without there was a multitude of factors. Basically, to be a poor person then was not great.
Right, okay.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. This Monday night, witness the end of an era. John Cena takes center stage for his final appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. One last match, one unforgettable farewell. Come celebrate the legacy of a true WWE legend. Monday Night Raw, November 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, only on Netflix. Be there for the moment everyone will be talking about.
Hey there, it's Dr. Sanjay Gupta with some exciting news to share. CNN is now streaming. That means you can read, watch, and stream everything in one subscription. You can watch news live 24/7. You can also explore catch-up videos and explainer videos, and you can also watch the library of CNN's originals, including my latest documentary, It Doesn't Have to Hurt. Just go to cnn.com/all-access.
So do we give her a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Oh, definitely for me, I give her a thumbs up. I think...
would you say 2 thumbs up? Would you give her 2 thumbs up?
I would give her 2 thumbs up. I would say she, for her time, she was a great leader.
Okay.
And you got to remember, it's very important to remember this. It's an old adage that a good man doesn't make a good leader. So by that token, you can say that if you don't agree with Elizabeth's morality, she was still a great leader.
I see. Good men don't make good leaders.
No.
Yes. The tonality confused me. I thought you meant good men don't make good leaders. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
so a moral person won't make good strides as a leader.
Yeah, so someone who might be a very good person, actually, that's not the quality that's required to be a good leader.
No.
Sometimes harsh, difficult decisions need to be made.
Exactly, and that's the whole controversy at the moment with Trump. A lot of people think that he will be a good leader or is being a good leader, and the other people are like, he's a horrible person.
He's a horrible person, but he has all the characteristics, whether you agree with him or not, he has all the characteristics of a strong, good leader.
Yeah. Debatable, but yes, I see your point.
Or you could say potentially he has the characteristics of what could be a good leader.
Yeah, all the modal verbs in there.
And I guess the last thing I would say is that if you are talking about slavery and colonialism, one thing that we tend to do, especially on the left today, is we look at old things in the context of the modern world and judge them by the context of the modern world. Morality has gone through significant changes. I think Elizabeth probably was very moral for her period. She took away the burning of people as a method of execution. She did the stock standard, which was hanging people, for example. I would say Mary was a very immoral person.
Okay.
Putting on shows of burning people, whereas Elizabeth didn't do that.
Yeah. And she kept Mary, Queen of Scots, alive for a long time. She didn't want to kill her. She was like, I know you're a threat, but I'm not going to kill you. Just keep you in this nice little place.
And look, her morality is debatable, but as are all leaders. But I will just say that we have to look at it through the context of morality at the time.
Yes.
You can't look at it through a modern lens. It's
absolutely.
It's like when they try and change words in books that were written in the 1920s. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It's a long conversation to have, but I totally understand your point. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very much. So that was the Elizabethan Age or era. We obviously had Queen Elizabeth II reign for the longest stint in the last 90-something years.
It was 56. No, 54.
Of course, she was 90-something, but she didn't reign for that long. She wasn't like Edward. She reigned since she was, 18?
Let's 19? Have a look. How long was...
What was the Jubilee? What does Jubilee stand for?
70 years, 214 days.
Okay. So what would we call this era? She's obviously Elizabeth. What do we call that?
I believe they call it the New Elizabethan era.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call it. Yeah. We've just gone through the New Elizabethan era, obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an interesting one to talk about next, actually.
What? Elizabeth II?
Yeah. Quite interesting.
Okay. Yeah.
We're getting into some modern
British history.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah, I like that. We'll end it there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ben. Appreciate it. And thank you very much, everybody, for listening to the end of this episode. We will see you again soon on the British English podcast. But yeah, thank you. Goodbye, Ben.
Thanks, Charlie. Bye.
Remember that this episode comes with a free worksheet to help you better understand the intermediate to advanced vocabulary that came up, along with quizzes to help you get active with them, which, yes, 3x's your likelihood of actually remembering the language when you want to use it next yourself. So grab that by clicking the link in the show notes or pinned comment below, or if you're listening to this in the first week of it being published, then simply head to thebritishenglishpodcast.com and you'll see it pop up on the first page you go to. That's thebritishenglishpodcast.com. Then, of course, if you wanted to unlock the full back catalogue of full-length episodes with transcripts, glossaries and flashcards, then check out the Premium Podcast. And if you wanted all of that, plus a weekly learning structure that includes 2 weekly Zoom calls with me and a Sunday speaking club to get super active with your studies and just generally have a laugh with a lovely community of like-minded people, then you'll want to check out The Academy. But that's all for this one. Have a nice week. My name is Charlie, the host of your favourite show, the British English Podcast. Bye for now.